Good morning, my diabetes world. Yeah, we're out again, sunglasses on because it's sunny out here. Today, I'd like to talk about diabetic neuropathy. And what is it? What causes it? And treatments? And more or less how it affected me. So stay tuned. So, what is diabetic neuropathy? Well, a lot of people know it as pain. And you'll get, oh, yes, I've suffered from that. They leave off the diabetic. Oh, I've suffered for it for years. Well, it is pain. And it can be anywhere from an ache, tingling, to severe pain. It's caused by the smaller blood flow capillaries to the nerves, and when the sugar gets in there, the damages the nerve from the oxygen supply can't get in there, and that's the beginning of diabetic neuropathy. The pain can go from tingling to numbness, and that's where a lot of amputations happen from. So, diabetic neuropathy is a nerve condition caused by high blood sugars. And we'll get into more. Be right back. So, what causes diabetic neuropathy? And before I start, I'll just say it's a different day. It's the next day. It's early morning, so I figure I'd do this while this is a little bit cooler. But what causes diabetic neuropathy? It's usually uncontrollable blood sugars or high blood sugars. And it's important that you gain control as fast as possible. If you have a high blood sugar, now that doesn't mean that if you have a high blood sugar, you're going to put a whole bunch of insulin into your system, because that's not really going to solve anything. That's a stupid quick fix. I have done that, and I haven't never really paid the price, but it's so close to. I know people who say, "Oh well, I inject into my veins," or I give myself 100 units. That's not a good thing to try to do. But diabetic neuropathy, you need to, if you're having high blood sugars, and I've talked a bit about doing plans before, get to your doctor, find out a plan. If you're high, there's usually corrections that you can do. And don't quote me exactly here because I am not a doctor or a CD, certified diabetic educator. But if your blood sugar is high for 3 days, then you can give a correction dose or change your dose a bit. a lot of doctors will do this. And that's just basically till you get to your doctor. Then your doctor can modify the dose or work with you to modify the dose and to see if you are taking too much or is there somewhere else. But a correction is a sensible, quick fix. I know no one likes to be high. And if you're high and you're doing something else, if you're going out every day and having cake and cookies and trying to cheat the system because you're young and nothing will ever happen to you, stop the crap. You're only hurting yourself. When your blood sugars are normal, you won't believe how much better you feel. I kind of long to be feeling that well. So, keep proactive. Don't, oh, well, I'm high today. Well, did you do something about it? Did you do the sensible thing? Because this diabetic neuropathy could be the outcome. I'm just saying. Now, I know I've said in the past that you could have a cake or a cookie, so, well, yes, but that's not every single day. That's, you go to a birthday party, you can have a small piece of cake. They'd rather you take it and you correct for it, and then you move on. Sorry, I'm just watching Nico. You don't have to not take part in things, but you have to know your carbs and deal with them. And if you're like me, I just didn't know why it was going high. My dad always thought, oh well, he's eating hamburgers. He kept thinking for some reason I was eating McDonald's all the time. But keep your blood sugars as close to normal as possible. Now, treatments for diabetic neuropathy. Well, first of all, they don't respond to normal treatments. Sort of like, oh, well, I have pain. Let's take acetaminophen or let's take Tylenol with codeine. They really don't do anything. Sorry to tell you that. So, oh well, I'll try the most strongest drug I can take. They don't work for normal pain relief. Trust me, I started taking aspirin 4 times a day. That was just plain aspirin. And I found out that it doesn't really help. And then I was put on gabapentin. Now, for gabapentin can work for some people. And it's not, well, I want the most pain relief. Doesn't everyone? But it's a gradual thing to work towards. They're on TV recently. There was an advertisement for a spray. Oh, and this will work for diabetic foot pain. really. You have to work on the different types of drugs that will solve your foot pain. Gabapentin or Lyrica are all either anticonvulsant, or I'm going to say this word wrong, I know, antiphylactic drugs where they interrupt nerve pain. It is not like if you have a headache, you wouldn't take gabapentin. But for nerve pain, that types of drugs work. I'm not necessarily saying gabapentin's the know-it-all. Gabapentin, to me, controls the pain. If it doesn't control the muscle weakness I've got, but gabapentin will soothe the pain. Lyrica will get rid of it. I'm in a much better mood, but I have to do what I have to do with the tools I get, and the province won't pay for gabapentin. Now, what I've said in the past is don't fall for scammers. Like I've mentioned the spray, but there's an awful lot of people who add something to their creams or that would make your skin tingle, and it's all, what do you call it? A soothing for the skin. It's not, well, this helps my diabetic nerve pain. I'm Sandy Jean from Alabama, and, it's, don't fall for that. Ask your doctor. The doctor knows what will work and will probably give you good suggestions. Don't be taken in by fancy ads, and if it's probably got an infomercial or running tirelessly the same commercial over and over, it's probably not the best sort of solution. And again, ask your doctor. And I've quoted this, and this is not my own idea, so I've talked about where your doctor is your producer of a show. This comes from Diabetes for Dummies, and I love this. That first, you're the star of the show. Your doctor is your producer, your specialist is your executive producer, your dietitian is food services. There's so much that goes into making sure you become healthy. So use their expertise. If you bought it and it works, just get it double checked. Ask them what they would use. A lot of it, there's a lot of con artists out there, and they'll, well, you have diabetic nerve pain, here, try this. And I can tell you, while I've been doing this series, a few people have sent me these messages saying, oh yes, I've tried diabetic nerve pain. Here, try this. And it may do something for some other pain that these people have, but for diabetic nerve pain, I don't believe. All I'm saying is if you find a drug or treatment that seems to work, check it with your doctor before trying it. That's all I'm saying. Because there are some people out there who will, one, take advantage of you. And I'm not saying the people who sent me these messages don't have a great product for some things. I personally don't believe that they solve diabetic nerve pain. They may solve other things. Now, they started using some antidepressants for people with diabetic nerve pain. And everyone gets their head, oh, that's going to be terrible, and blah, 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 and it's not for, I'm not depressed. Oh, well, if you're not depressed, true. But they found that sometimes antidepressants will solve some of the problems. It's, like I said before, any treatments for diabetic nerve pain, it's a trial and error, but work with your doctor. Don't go off saying, oh, this route from the South American is best, and I'm just going to treat with that. Get it checked out first. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so what has happened with me with diabetic neuropathy? Well, first started with tingling and kind of an ache after a long day of work. I started to have some pain. My mom figured it was on the type of shoes I wore. And don't get me wrong, I think the shoes helped. I think my legs were tired and I wasn't wearing proper footwear. But after that, I really wasn't being taken care of by a doctor. I had my GP and that was it. And my GP at the time didn't really do foot checks, and he was a great doctor, he just didn't. So I kind of slipped under the radar. Well, I went into emergency at Royal Columbia, and they gave me a diabeticologist or whatever. Now, this was the first specialist I've had in many years, and my toes were checked, and she said, look away or close your eyes and tell me what you feel. And I had decreased feeling in my foot, and it progressively got worse. I was working in another store, and I just couldn't do it anymore. The pains were so bad. My legs started shooting, and I chose to go into a chair to fight my weakness. But, it wasn't a decision I made lightly. And since then we found it's probably the best if I have a low. I'm at least not going to fall on the ground and hurt myself. So whenever I go out shopping and that, I take the chair. I'll take the chair to the doctor's office because I know I can't walk from the SkyTrain to the doctor's office and back. I don't have a car, so I can walk. I can walk short distances. I try to walk down the hall and around where I know I'll be safe if I fall. But my legs will eventually give out. I can't go for the long walks I used to. And that's why I'm mostly in the chair all the time. The pains some days can be terrible. Other days, my legs are great.